Ooh, it's spooky, and it's Halloween, and it's losing sucks. It's Dustin Blanton, Travis Masterson, and we're good to go, man. It's the spookiest day of the year, and we've had some damn scary situations come up in fantasy, and we're gonna talk about them. So hit me with how you're doing. How is this scary season treating you so far, Trav?
It is great. I spent the weekend in Mexico City for the
Okay.
Formula One race. I am currently dressed as a Formula One driver for the McLaren team, my favorite
Okay.
team.
Okay. I
Um,
like that.
Sweating balls in this suit right now.
It's a bold move.
It's chilly in Dallas, but not here in this closet that we call a recording studio.
Yep.
Little Montezuma's revenge got me in Mexico. We're fighting that off, but
All right.
as far as how we're doing for the show and how we're doing in fantasy, everything is rolling in the right direction. We got a lot of W's this weekend, so very
Yes, sir.
happy customer over here.
Love it.
If you
Love
told me you'll win 65% of your games every week, but you have constant Montezuma's revenge, aka diarrhea,
it. Ooh.
it would be a hard decision for me of if that's okay or not. That's
Yeah.
how much we hate losing here.
It's a balance, you know. You take it hand in hand. I like it. I like it. I hope you stay hydrated. You know.
Appreciate it. Doing my
I
best.
get it. There you go. That's all you.
We
can
have a
ask for.
Halloween themed show all throughout, beginning
Yes.
to end.
Yes.
And then we'll make a couple week 9 predictions, but most of this show is about what we just saw and the horrors that were week 8.
there's a lot of them.
Let's kick it off.
They are killing me. Yeah. So, Trav, let's start off our first Halloween segment. Okay. Let's talk about some candy. Okay, that's everybody's favorite part of the holiday, right? It's
Absolutely.
the National Day of Juvenile Diabetes, and we're here to talk about which players remind us of a certain candy. And so, why don't you go ahead and start us off? Who is the first player that comes to mind, and what candy reminds you of them?
This was a slam dunk for me. I'm going to go with my favorite candy bar and everybody's favorite. Christian McCaffrey is Snickers. Snickers is the most well-rounded candy on the market. Salty,
Yeah.
sweet, gooey, crunchy, chocolate, and nuts. You literally get everything that you could possibly need every single time.
Yeah,
They are good in any form, small, large, frozen, or turned into an ice cream bar. No matter what or where, Snickers hits the spot. Christian McCaffrey does the same on the road, at home, in Carolina, or in San Francisco, even Stanford. The man is going to deliver at the highest level everywhere, every time.
yeah.
Running, catching, hell, even throwing from time to time. You know the touchdowns are coming with Christian McCaffrey. At the end of the day, Dustin, Christian McCaffrey has and always will leave you satisfied.
All right, I like it. I like it. Oh, let's go with my, I guess, candy pick. It's Sam Howell and the Sour Patch Kids. Sam Howell,
I like it.
starts off the season, pretty sour. Okay, he's not exactly what you want. He's not killing it. And then he'll blow up with a 25-point game. He'll get you right in competition. He's a definitely valuable streamer. He's what you want. He's what you look forward to. That's why you roster him, okay? You get through all that bad stuff. Maybe the 5th round pick isn't what we want. Maybe he's not who the team is looking for the future. Maybe he's going to throw some interceptions and tank me. That's the sour part, okay? Or he's going to run for 50 yards. He's going to throw 4 touchdowns, and then he's going to run for another one, okay? That's the sweet part. That's why you want him. It's that part that keeps you coming back, and for me, that's why Sam Howell is Sour Patch Kids today.
Love it. Eric says Snickers ice cream bars are very good. Yes, they are. I don't know if you
Yeah,
have ever
for
had
sure.
one. If you have
yeah.
not,
Oh yeah,
get one.
Right
Find
now.
a way. They are so good.
I'm gonna pass those out tonight. Actually, so that's
nice.
actually, yeah, for sure.
There's mess everywhere.
That's right.
Here's a melted ice cream bar. Number 2
There
for
we
me,
go.
Milk Duds are Jerry Judy. You look at the little yellow box and think, I've had this before. I don't really love it. I know
Right.
it's going to be really annoying throughout the process, but
Pull my
maybe
teeth out.
maybe this one time it would be better. So you give in not because it's your favorite or you really want it, but because the selection at that time was quite scarce. The really good options are already gone, and you think, I have to take what looks best from the rest available. So you go for it. You pop a few Milk Duds into your mouth and the adventure begins. Oh, initially this is pretty decent. Chocolate, chewy, all the right things. But soon, and usually far too soon, you realize the Milk Duds are turning into a hard glue on your back molars.
That's right.
And now you're stuck with a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You'll spend half an hour trying to pry this mistake off of your teeth and swallow it before it's even fully broken down just to move on to something else.
Yeah.
But you'll realize once again, you have been fooled by the motherfucking Milk Duds. This is Jerry
Oh,
Jeudy.
my
He has
God.
never finished inside the top 20. Hell, he's
Oh.
only been inside the top 45 wide receivers one time in his career. But the name is catchy. The route running videos in the offseason and the fact that he went to Alabama keep bringing you back, giving you a bit of optimism again. However, it will always end poorly. He will never be that guy. And Jeudy, like Milk Duds, will forever be a mistake to put in your mouth. Whoa. Freak shit. No homo. Jerry Jeudy in your mouth. No thank you.
Oh my gosh. The baby deer. He had to make an appearance. Oh man,
Fuck
that's
you,
good. I
Jerry
like
Jeudy.
that. That's quite the diatribe. When I saw all the notes you had for Jerry Jeudy, I'm like, this is going to be quite impressive.
We went above and beyond on this one.
I like this one. I like it. It's the passion. This is the passion for me.
Yes.
Also, I'm pretty sure they use Milk Duds to extract teeth. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is used
It's
in dentist
made of the
office.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. My next candy pick is a hot button player this year. He's reliable. He is something that you know is always around when your grandmother is present. It's Werther's Butterscotch Candies, and I'm talking about my man, Raheem Mostert. Okay? I don't care how old this candy is, and neither should you. Okay? It doesn't matter if it's past the point of expiration on the
Been
package.
there a while.
I don't care if all other candies would have been long gone by now. Werther's is infinite, it sustains, and it's gone very, very fast, much like Raheem Mostert. The thing that you can always count on with both of these things is consistency in the fact that when they're on the field, they play one way. Great. And Werther's, like I said, it's reliable. You know it's always going to be there until there's none left. Or, much like a Werther's, if you try to go too fast, it breaks. And much
Just
like,
keeps getting better.
much like Raheem Mostert. So for me, Raheem Mostert is a sweet, sweet candy at the bottom of my grandmother's purse. And I'm always happy to see him pulled out. So Raheem
done.
Mostert.
I love it. Number 3, my final pick. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are Keenan Allen.
Yes.
They are an absolute, no doubt about it, classic, consistent. Never the absolute shocker or surprise of some other candies, yet they are never out of the top performers. Keenan
Damn
has been
right.
a top 14 wide receiver in 6 of the last 7 seasons, only missing the one due to injury. He, like Reese's Cups, has now stayed at the highest level through multiple generations, regardless of quarterback, other wide receivers or weapons on the team, different head coaches, whatever is thrown his way, he remains one of the absolute best in the game. Rarely do we say, quote, "Oh my God, I was not expecting that," from Keenan Allen. But you look up a few quarters into the game and he has 10 catches over and over and over again. Not only should we stop trying the new hot name candy instead of the tried and true favorite Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, we should stop drafting names like Christian Watson, DJ Moore, or Calvin Ridley over him because of the hype that we get fed all preseason. Keenan will win you leagues. Reese's Cups will win your taste buds every single time.
I like that. I like that a lot. Oh man, that's good. That's good. Oh goodness, I wish I could have written that.
Thanks, Nathan. We're a team here.
That's right. That's right. Build them up. Build them up. My final candy pick is none other than the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, and honestly the mystery. Taysom Hill is Razzles because
Holy shit, wow. Did not see that one making the show.
I am not sure if you are familiar with Razzles, but their whole shtick is first it's a candy, then it's a gum. We're not sure what it is.
Nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
We're not sure what class to put it in. Is it a candy? Is it a gum? Is it I don't know. Is it something that's going to break your teeth? We don't know what Taysom Hill is. Is he a quarterback? Is he a running back? Is he a tight end? I'll tell you right now, Travis, he's the tight end 10 in half-point scoring, and in standard, he's tight end 6.
Incredible.
And he is. He's just incredible. He's not someone that you have every day. He's not always your go-to. But when you're in a store that just happens to sell Razzles, you're like, huh, I remember those are pretty good. And then someone asks you, oh, what is it? Is it candy? Is it a gum? You're like, I don't know, but it's good most of the time. Sometimes maybe. And you're willing to throw it in the cart, throw it in your lineup, and boom, and you're there enjoying it. It's sweet, it's awesome, it's chewy, and then it's gone. And much like Taysom Hill, have a great week, and the next week he gets 2 touches, and you forget that he exists. So Taysom Hill is Razzles.
I like it. They still exist. He is still a tight end, and he still produces somehow.
That's right.
We've got a trade question mid-show before we get to the next segment. Dustin, what does it say?
It says here, once I pull up the comment, trade T-Law, Purdy, and JT for Mahomes, Tony Pollard. 2-quarterback league. My other quarterback is Burrow. I'm assuming he means redraft or
Yep, I would think so.
For me personally, I'm going Mahomes and Tony Pollard. That's actually pretty easy for me. For sure, easy.
I think so too because you already have Burrow.
Yeah.
The clearest upgrade here is Mahomes over T-Law and Purdy. You're going to have to bench one of those guys every week anyway. So take Mahomes. Yeah. Pollard should match or be very close to JT most weeks. Hit the accept button. Nice trade.
Absolutely.
All right. Our next segment, Week 8, Wicked Witches. We can say Wicked Witches of the West if we like, but I just have Wicked Witches here. We've got 3 at each position.
Yeah.
All 3 of these guys at each position were wicked this week. Some of them have been wicked more than this week, but we're just focusing on this week for the most part. I'll start us off at quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, who we just said, quarterback 30 on the week, failing to even reach 10 points on the week. Ouch.
You should release him. You should drop him in all leagues. He's done. He's past his prime.
Unexpected, unacceptable. You most likely took the L because of it. Ouch. Patrick Mahomes, that was wicked. Lamar Jackson, quarterback 28 on the week, 12 points. You would have been better off starting Zach Wilson or PJ Walker than Lamar Jackson this week. If that's not fantasy football in a nutshell, I don't know what is. That's wicked.
It's rough.
And finally, I'll let you read this last one. I wrote it just for you. One of your favorite players, Trevor Lawrence, makes the wicked witch list. Why, Dustin?
Okay, well, it's because he's the quarterback 17 on the week. And I love that
you asked. Read it.
Why is he on the Wicked Witches list? Well, Dustin, because he was drafted as quarterback 8. He has outperformed his ADP exactly 0 times so far in 2023. That is a witch. King of witches. Thank you for letting me read that. And
King of witches. I like that. That's catchy.
I like the graphic. Jesus,
I'm so good at graphics.
So bad.
We ran out of time preparing for this show. We called an audible at the line of scrimmage. We were going at 7 p.m., realized it's Halloween, moved it up to 4:30, actually 4:44, but here we are. Trevor Lawrence, congratulations, King of the Witches.
Goodness. Let's talk some running backs.
Let's.
So there are some running backs that did not exactly perform how we wanted them. Some due to injury, some, they just kind of suck, I guess. Losing sucks, and so does Kenneth Walker. Running back 30 on the week, just 7.5 points. Ouch, that's very wicked of you, Kenneth Walker III. Is it Ken or Kenneth? Either way. Finishes outside the top 20 for the second time this year, but because of expectations, he's awesome. You expect him to be a top guy every week. That's a wicked performance for him, Trav.
He did this. He set
he
the bar
did.
this high.
Stop being good. If you suck all the time, no one expects you to be good, and we don't have to talk about you like this.
You won't
okay?
make the wicked list if you're never good.
No, exactly.
Tony
No,
Pollard,
yeah.
RB 37 on the week, just 6 points in half PPR leagues.
Gross.
It was the CeeDee Lamb show. There was no need
Yeah.
for Tony Pollard, but it still kills your fantasy team. Either way, you don't get points because he wasn't needed.
yeah,
You needed
no.
him. He didn't give you points. Wicked Tony Pollard. Isaiah Pacheco, the Chiefs did not show up altogether.
Yeah,
More
they
Chiefs
just-
to come on the show, but 5.2 points from Pacheco will get you beat. Wicked day for the second-year running back who has been hot recently.
Yeah,
Big time cool
Damn
off
right.
in the cold weather in Denver.
damn right. Let's talk some Isaiah Pacheco. Just kidding. We just talked about him. I saw the name, and I'm like, that's...
Hello, Dustin.
Hi, I'm here. I'm part of the show. Let's talk wide receivers. Let's talk T. Higgins. Wide receiver 42, question mark? Look, he's good. It's one game. We don't have to freak out. But he's only had one game inside the top 36 all year, Trav. Like, what are we doing?
Barf.
Like, this is it's a sustained wicked performance. It's not just one game. It's all year.
We're
Like,
throwing up Halloween candy all year.
just stop sucking. Like, just stop sucking. Like, be
How
good.
does he have one game in the top
I'm
36?
I'm expecting them to come out like at the end of the year. I'm like, T. Higgins actually played with one leg this year. We had to make a
ridiculous.
new leg each week and throw him out there. I don't know, man. It's been awful. It's really tough to see. And
If
it's
you
great
drafted T. Higgins in your home league and you're
Oof.
somehow the 1 seed, you're a fantasy god.
that seems a bit.
A little stroke of the ego there. Survive T. Higgins. Those words shouldn't go together, but they do. T. Higgins is killing you right now.
Yeah.
You know who else is killing you? Chris Olave. Wide
No
receiver
joke.
57 this week. He is now wide receiver 30 on the season after being drafted as wide receiver 12. That's
do
a
you do
huge, huge drop off.
What do you do there?
That's like 6 rounds later. One of the rare big time disappointments that has nothing to do with injury or his quarterback's injury. Chris Olave has 1 touchdown on the year. No excuses. He has been wicked.
Yeah. Buy low in Dynasty, though,
Yes,
for sure.
I agree.
We'll talk about Christian Kirk because he had a rough week. He was the wide receiver 60 on the week, and these wide receivers over here in Jacksonville are just inconsistent. I feel like so much of this offense is just not easily, like, you don't have the same feeling as you do with a Mahomes or a Herbert throwing the ball, and you should though because T-Law should be that good. It's weird, but there's also another guy on that team, ETN, who's just doing all the things that the wide receiver should be doing, catching long passes perfectly feathered in there by the quarterback, running away from cornerbacks. Honestly, the
Just
pass
find a way
is
to compliment Trevor Lawrence any way you
perfectly
can because he needs
as-
something.
there's perfectly feathered in there is his hair. But yeah, I guess we'll keep Christian Kirk on this list. He had a bad week. Most receivers have bad weeks. But yeah, this one was rough because you expect more. I expect more. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
All right, I'll take the first 2 tight ends and I'll leave you the third.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's start with Travis Kelce, another Chief. Should we give him a little grace?
No.
1 single bad game of grace?
Nope. Not when you're dating Taylor
Absolutely
Swift.
not. It is Halloween. It is the Wicked Witch list. You big fella. Here's what I think Travis Kelce should do. I think he should get his mouth off of Taylor Swift's tits and get in the fucking end zone. Tied in 15 on the week. If anybody, like myself, loses a game by single digits because Travis Kelce gives you 5 points in a standard league,
God.
you would feel the same way. He's a first-round pick. Again, this is another guy who has set the bar incredibly high. You can't give us 5 points. We will lose, and you will be on the wicked list. Next, Dallas Goedert. Just when we thought you were turning your life around, you go and do something like this. You not only let us down, you let your team down, your family down. The kids that wanted to knock on your door tonight and say trick or treat are terrified because you sucked.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert, you were wicked.
Yeah. It's awful. It's for the kids. That's my worry is about the kids. You hate to see that kind of carnage. Just awful. Same thing with Dalton Schultz. You big jerk. Tight end 40? Like 40, not 14. 40. What are you even doing with your life? Like, it hurts. Like, it's like it should be taboo to say your name now because you are just a bad person. Just a bad person. You're just bad. Ew. Dalton Schultz.
Moving on from Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
No more time given to that name.
Jerk. Ew.
All right, now let's move to a more positive segment of the show. A lot of
Okay.
kids tonight and some adults will be dressed up as superheroes. F1 drivers to me are superheroes, as you can tell.
Sure.
Here are some guys who were superheroes for your team this week and who many kids will dress up like tonight.
Yeah.
Number 1, quarterback Sam Howell, already mentioned, QB1 overall on the week, now QB8 on the year. That's up there, Dustin.
Sure
What a
is.
time to be alive. Super Sam goes for over 400 total yards and 4 touchdowns. Let's fucking go, Sam.
You love to see it. Another guy I don't particularly enjoy watching, but he had a decent game. Dakary Prescott. He followed up his last game. He's quarterback number 1 on the week, blah, 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 with another superhero performance. Okay, he went for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. Thank God he's got Sedarian Lamb. Dak, has he arrived in Dallas? Travis, I see you right that he arrived in Dallas, but who did
They
he said, "Fuck
abandoned the run game the last 2 weeks.
Honestly, I think Tony Pollard just said something kind of off kilter to him in the locker room.
Like, hey, you suck.
Like, yeah, exactly. He's like, hey man, you look handsome in that interview. He's like, what the do you just say to me?
He, like Jerry Jones may have said, we're afraid of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that at all.
Jerry Jones was interviewed, and they asked him
Sure.
about Philly, and he said, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about the Eagles because I don't want to poke the bear. There's somebody that shouldn't be messed with. Are you kidding me?
That's fair.
Dak Prescott said if that's true, he didn't like it.
Oh.
Dak was interviewed right after. They told him what Jerry Jones said, and he said,
goodness.
really? Jerry said that. Well, if that's the case, pour honey all over me. Because
God.
I want the bear. That's who I want
Yeah.
leading my team. You may get beat, but hell, are we
Sure.
scared?
I don't think you should be scared. I think you should be petrified.
He went into Mike McCarthy's office and said, watch this clip, then tell
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, you're not touching the ball. We're
Yeah,
throwing
I
it
guess so.
for the rest of the year.
just yeah, Tony Pollard does not exist in this offense anymore for sure.
He said, I am
sure.
the bear. Will Levis said, I am a bear. Josh Allen,
No.
Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, those guys feel like a given. Yes, they were all in the top 5 or 6. But how about the rookie? In the old Houston Oilers uniforms, Will
Yep.
Levis. Welcome to the NFL. First game of his career, he goes for 4 touchdowns and gives us QB6 on the week. Let's hope he can keep this job and bring the Titans' weapons back to life after Ryan Tannehill so conveniently buried them all 6 feet under. Be a superhero, Will,
Unbelievable.
and bring them back and keep the job.
Yeah.
Running back superheroes, Dustin, I'll start us off. Gus Edwards. Really?
The running back 17.
Yes, really. RB1 on the week. RB1 overall in half-point PPR this week,
Goodness.
and RB2 over the last 2 weeks. He went 19 for 80 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ravens are continuing to feed him. Justice Hill's an afterthought. If this keeps going, even half of what he has been doing recently, we could be seeing a real league-winning type value in Gus Edwards at your flex spot. Superhero kind of day for Gus. Boys, happy Halloween. Welcome to the show. You missed a great first half, but the second half is full of spooky things as well. Stick around.
Love it. Love it. Now, let's talk about the next superhero of the week, and I love talking about this guy because he's getting right back on track, is Jahmyr Gibbs. Holy cow, it's about goddamn time. It took a Monty injury just to kind of put him out there and get a full workload, but he can handle it. You know, he's playing big. It's Halloween. We got a little bit of a treat here. He's running back 2 on the week. Running back 1 over the last 2 weeks combined. I think we might have a stud in the making here, Trav. And if you want to kind of get technical about what I said earlier, in the show about a month ago, I said from week 5 on, I think he's going to be he has the opportunity to be a top 10 running back. And
so you're telling me you predicted David Montgomery to miss time?
Absolutely. That is 100% what I'm saying.
Because your co-host said Jahmyr Gibbs can't be a top 12 running back until David Montgomery goes down. If and when that happens, yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is great.
He's the number 8 running back since week 5.
What happened before Jahmyr Gibbs took off?
Nothing relevant. Nothing relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about any of that. That's not. Yeah, that I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it.
The Lions head into the bye week. When they come out and David Montgomery's healthy, it'll be interesting to see. But yes, Jahmyr Gibbs is soaring up the ranks right now.
Yep. You can't put the genie back in the box.
Wow. No, I thought it was a bottle. Travis Etienne, 24.4 points, RB2 on the season. I feel like we could say this every week and you'll smile ear to ear. It's incredible to see. He is everything we ever hoped for that he would be and more. Dustin's second favorite Travis is balling the fuck out consistently. He has been an absolute superhero. Yeah. If there aren't kids all over Jacksonville dressing up as Travis Etienne tonight, they don't deserve him. He's been that good.
Absolutely.
Wide receivers that were superheroes this week, I'll take this one because I love this man. C.D. Lamb. 12 for 158 and 2. It felt like it was all in the first half. 34 of 41 points were. My favorite stat line of the weekend. CD is one of our favorites, and to see him be the number 1 wide receiver 1 on the week feels so good. Deep inside my nutsack. Superhero CD Lamb.
My goodness.
Moving on.
Glad we talked about the kids and then talked about the nutsack.
The kids watching this show are very mature because our mouths have been a little wild tonight.
For sure, because of the nutsack. Anyway, DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins. Wide receiver 2 on the week, and holy cow. This was not supposed to happen. This was I don't know if it's just a beautiful mistake or just extra bananas for the quarterback or whatever. But it's his performance. I mean, look, he went for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns on, checks notes, 4 catches. 4 of them. That's not going to happen again.
Unbelievable.
I'm just gonna go off on a limb and say it's not going to happen again. But holy cow, if you need to have a bad volume day, have all of your catches essentially be touchdowns and just
like
go
Rashid
for bombs. Yeah, that's who DeAndre
Shaheed put on a
Hopkins is.
Titans uniform, went to Tennessee, delivered, and then went and did it in New Orleans.
Yeah,
good job.
Absolutely.
Double time.
Way to go, Rashid. He went as DeAndre Hopkins for Halloween. I love that.
Combine his stat line, see if anybody's ever beat that.
Shit. All right. Let's go with A.J. Brown, though, for our third wide receiver. Trav, he had it's not just been a big game. It's been it's been a big few weeks. He's the wide receiver 2 over the last 4 weeks. Honestly, what is he on the season? I think he might be wide receiver 2 on the season, and he is
probably
by a healthy margin. He's kind of in a tier of his own because everyone else is either way above him or pretty far below him. It's Shaheed. Is that true?
That's
wide
impressive.
receiver 17.
That's impressive. I don't know. We'll see. We'll fact check. AJ Brown unzipped his pants, took out the monstrous member that he has, laid it on the table like this, like so, forearm size, and said, "I'm him."
Yeah.
And he has continued to do so, making history. Yeah. I think it was 125 or 135 yards in 6 games straight.
125, yep, straight. I just want to be. It is
unreal.
A kid show. I just want everybody to remember.
It is no longer kid show as of season 3. If you want a non-explicit show, our first 100 episodes are all on Spotify or YouTube or Apple Podcasts, and they are all clean. Welcome to the dirty version of Losing Sucks.
Dirty
tight ends. We've already mentioned his name once. You can throw the graphic up just because you spent time making it. Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Tight end 6, tight end 6, tight end 3 over the last 3 weeks. What the fuck? On the back of a 0 receiving touchdown streak. Mighty streak you got going there. Tight end 3.
Make it make sense.
That's finding a way no matter what, which
Yeah.
is what superheroes do, Dustin. That's why he's on the list. Look at those biceps.
Damn right.
That's not a
Sexy, sexy
costume.
man. God, no. No. I'd like those
Trey
to be wrapped around me.
McBride.
What?
Trey McBride.
Yeah.
If I was feeling some type of way, I'd let him be my bride. Ertz goes to IR, and McBride balls out. 20.2 points, tight end 2 on the week. Josh Dobbs, hot off the press, traded to Minnesota. He is now gone from Arizona.
Yep.
But-
Get him out of here.
McBride will continue to be fed. They don't have many weapons. Rondale Moore is an afterthought. It is just Hollywood. It is just McBride. He is going to continue to be a superhero right now at tight end.
That's right. Our third tight end to talk about the superhero segment is George Kittle. I mean, he's practically inhuman. He's tight end 3 on the week, and he is tight end 5 on the season in half-point scoring. He continues to feast, especially with Debo gone. Everybody else just kind of gets that volume when Brock Purdy's not losing them games, unfortunately. He's 9 for 149 this past week, which is
Stupid.
That's incredible. That's unbelievable.
If Kelsey does that, we're impressed.
For sure. Well, I mean, look, I think you put George Kittle in that Kansas City offense, it
That's true.
performs the exact same way. So, I love Kittle. This is not shocking to me. We know this happens, 5 or 6 times a year. So we love it. We love to see it. It's capable. It's why you start him. You'll take the bad weeks with the good. But
In your case,
this
it's why
week-
you trade him away in Dynasty to one
That's
of our
right.
bitter rivals.
All right, so we're
Forever
just
scarred.
All right, so
Forever
we're gonna-
scarred.
We're gonna keep going that way. We're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna keep. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry.
Sorry will never be enough, Dustin. Week 8 has been talked about enough.
That's
It
right.
was spooky. It was superhero-y. But we
Let's
move
talk about
on.
9.
What are we
9.
looking for in Week 9 matchups? We will say
Love.
one thing each. We'll give a bold prediction, and then we will pick the winner of the game for you betting fools out there.
Okay.
Dustin, Tennessee at Pittsburgh Thursday night, November
Yeah.
2nd. Crazy that we're in November already.
Yep. I'm looking for Will Levis to make quick decisions against the pass rush of Pittsburgh. I think they're going to be pushing those wide receivers closer to the line of scrimmage. So if he doesn't hit on some of these big throws, I think that offense could struggle. I think Tennessee drops this game.
Drops as in loses to Pittsburgh.
I think they lose to Pittsburgh.
All right. I want to see what the Pittsburgh weapons do with a shaky and hobbled Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
We have been disappointed outside of a couple games of George Pickens. Najee, Deontay, Freiermuth, Pickens, nobody has been playable on this team
Yeah.
all year. Tennessee's defense is stout. I think Tennessee wins this game. I think we don't see Will Levis throwing it all over the field. I think it's more contained, and I think they say, let's see what we do with more of a system game. What does Derrick Henry do? Probably 100, 120 yards and a touchdown. I think Tennessee wins this one.
Love it.
Miami at Kansas City, revenge game
Ooh, yeah.
for the Cheetah.
Yeah.
I think Kansas City wins in a shootout 35-31.
Okay.
And I think Kelsey, Hill, Mahomes, and Tua all finish inside the top 2 at their position on the week.
I like that. For this, I love. Honestly, I love all the weapons. I think Kelsey's gonna get right in this game. Being at home, I think that Pacheco gonna have a solid game. These wide receivers, man, out here. If Xavier Howard plays, I don't trust another wide receiver outside of Kelsey on this team, and Pacheco's gonna be their weapon.
Rashee Rice over under 68 yards.
On that, I'm gonna go under.
Okay, in a no shootout then.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think
right.
going to be a shootout. I think both of these defenses are way too good to allow it to be a 30-point each side. I think it's going to be low 20s. I think it's going to have to be a smarter played game, and I think there's going to be a lot of clock killing because Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the weapons that Miami does, so they're going to have to control the game more.
Who wins?
I think the Chiefs win this game.
All right. Minnesota, the newly acquired Josh Dobbs, will not start this week. They're going to go with a rookie. Do they go into Atlanta and win anyway?
Oh, man. No. I think Atlanta will win this game. You know what? No,
Atlanta
no, I can't
sucks.
do it. I can't do it. No, Minnesota's going to win this game. Even with Jaron Hall at quarterback, I think that defense and the incompetence of the offensive staff in Atlanta, mostly Arthur Smith, that defense has been playing pretty well. But Minnesota, man, they've got a talented defense. They didn't trade away a bunch of people at the deadline. I like this. My only concern though, actually not thinking about it, I think Minnesota traded away a lineman.
They
I think they traded away a really talented guard in Ezra Cleveland. It's curious. But then again, Atlanta loses Grady Jarrett for the year, so maybe there's some balance there. I still think Minnesota could probably eke it out. I'm not 100% on this one, so 50-50, I'm going to lean Minnesota.
All right, I think Bijan has a huge day. I think TJ Hawkinson has more points than any pass catcher in the game. And I think Atlanta wins in a close, very underscoring game compared to whatever Vegas throws out there.
For sure.
Arizona at Cleveland. Arizona with Clayton Tune at quarterback this week.
Yeah.
Cleveland wins this game. I don't care if it's PJ Walker or Deshaun Watson. I think in Cleveland they get it done.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, Jerome Ford, Amari Cooper, that will be just enough to beat Arizona, who we hate. I think bold call for this game is Amari Cooper gets back on track, going for over 100 in a score.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's going to win this game. I think that if Deshaun Watson is playing, I like this team even more. But look, if you're going to throw Clayton Tune out here against this Cleveland defense, you get what you get. You know, Cleveland's got an 8-point advantage in terms of money lines, and I think that's probably being generous because I don't think it's going to be as close. Like Josh Dobbs is a veteran and ran this offense as well as he could have. I don't expect a rookie to come in and do much better. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's a 2-score game. I think Cleveland wins.
Who's the highest fantasy scorer in the game?
For there, I could see this. Yeah, I could definitely see it being Amari Cooper. I would keep an eye out though for a talented guy. Probably not relevant right now, but Cedric Tillman's probably going to come on in the later part of the year after Donovan Peoples-Jones traded away. But that probably means Elijah Moore going to be even more involved.
Who is the number one fantasy scorer in this game?
In this game, Amari Cooper.
Okay. Los Angeles at Green Bay. I don't think they have Matthew Stafford this week. We don't know yet, but it doesn't look like it. Green Bay coming off the... No, they're not coming off the bye, are they? They just played. I think they played.
Yeah, they played.
I think Green Bay wins at home. I don't like the Rams without Matthew Stafford.
Is he confirmed out? Do we know that?
He's going to be dealing with a UCL sprain.
I feel like he always is.
If he plays, he'll gut it out. They will win. I don't think he plays. Sure. I think Green Bay wins. I think that Christian Watson finally scores a long one and leads the game in receiving yards, even over Cooper Kupp.
I like that. Yeah, I think in this game with Green Bay being at home, I think that's enough, especially if Matthew Stafford doesn't play. That defense for Green Bay is good enough to win that game. And Jordan Love being as inconsistent and not as good as we had hoped, he still has enough weapons to get that ball moving. Hopefully Aaron Jones is able to suit up and play in this game. If not, I still expect him to be able to move the ball. I agree with you, but except for I think this might be a Romeo Doubs game.
All right. Washington at New England. Washington now trading away 2 starting defensive linemen. It will be interesting to see if New England can finally score some points. I think New England wins this game. At home, Belichick can probably do what he needs to do to contain Sam Howell and the fighting Sour Patch Kids. New England now with no Kendrick Bourne, still no Tyquan Thornton, who might make a return, but was a healthy scratch. Not a good sign last week.
Yeah.
Juju still sucks. We'll see what they do, but maybe Ramondre Stevenson has a really nice bounce back week after a shitty week 8. I think New England wins this one, and bold call will be Ramondre for 90 total yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think they are also going to be leaning on Ramondre a lot. So the reason I say that is looking at the wide receivers for the Patriots that are going to be out there. I mean, you're talking Parker's going to be out there. Jalen Rager's drawing a start along with Demario Douglas. I think
Horn Frog, Jalen Rager.
Jalen Rager,
throw up the
getting
Horn
out here.
Frogs.
He is resurrected. Throw up the Undertaker gif. Stevenson and Henry, man, I feel like this is going to be a big one. I think we're going to see another Hunter Henry heavy part of the season where he is the target leader. And honestly, I'm okay with throwing him out there as a flex or as a streamer tight end in this game. I think that with the pass rush being traded away for Washington, they're going full sell. I expect the Patriots to win this game, but this is going to be a low-scoring game. I mean, whatever the over-under game is on this game, looking at it now, it's over-under 40. So, yeah, you're talking New England still favored by a field goal. I'm going to go with New England.
All right, your Chicago Bears in New Orleans. I think they roll into New Orleans, get a little jazz, get some beignets, and get absolutely dunked on by New Orleans. I think Alvin Kamara scores over 30 fantasy points this upcoming weekend. It will probably be my big pick of the week. If we do a second show, I'll throw it on there. If not, it'll just be a graphic.
Sure.
But I think the Saints have their way with the Bears. Until Justin Fields comes back, they're just not scary enough.
Yeah, this one I don't like. I think, especially with Justin Fields being out another week, I think New Orleans is able to win. I don't expect this to be a knockout, drag-out brawl. You know, both offenses have been struggling over under 41 in this game, but New Orleans is heavily favored, and they're at home. And, you know, this is a very conservative and really unimpressive Bears offense right now without Fields. It's easy for me to say New Orleans, and I think Chris Olave has a get-right game. I don't think we see another
to the tune of what?
I think Chris Olave is going to have, 10-plus targets. I think he's going to have 8 catches. I think he's going to go for at least 90 yards and a touchdown or 2.
Okay.
I think
that would be really nice to see.
I think it's definitely we're going to see that. No razzle-dazzle for Taysom.
The third best game of the week, in my opinion, Seattle at Baltimore.
That's a good one.
I think Baltimore takes care of Seattle, but I think it's closer than most people think.
Sure.
A lot of fantasy weapons in this matchup. My bold call of the week is... Kenneth Walker, top 8 running back, big bounce back for KW 3.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of noise about Zach Charbonnet on Twitter. Kenneth Walker was playing with Charbonnet, if you will. Kenneth Walker was playing with a little bit of a banged-up calf, probably on a rep count. Sure. I think they will need all of him this week, and we'll use him.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are probably going to struggle in this game. To be honest with you, these two teams are very close in terms of style of play, situations surrounding them during the season. You know, you're looking. I'm looking at some of the numbers for this matchup, and it's interesting because both of them have top, half defenses against the run and the pass. Both of them have had very weak schedules, but their EPAs are, essentially identical. They're very similar. So what's it going to come down to? This game is being played in Baltimore. For me, that's enough. I think Baltimore is going to win this game. I think that the style of play that is more consistent and repeatable. I think that Baltimore is going to be able to move the ball, and honestly, I think it's going to be a big Gus bust game.
So we're battling running backs here. Lamar Jackson outside or inside the top 4 quarterbacks this week?
This week, I'm going to go he's outside the top 4. But
I'm going to go inside.
Wow, all right. I like
big
it.
Game for Lamar
5.
coming.
I think he's right outside. I think he's top 5.
So you're saying one spot behind the bar that I set.
One spot behind.
Just to be a little rebellious.
That's right. Just a
Fuck
little
the
bit.
system.
That's right.
Tampa Bay at Houston. This will actually be a better game than I think most people realize.
Yep.
CJ Stroud back at home. I will take
Yeah.
Tampa in a close one. I think Rachaad
Whew.
White has a nice day again. Godwin and Evans are going to be a lot for Houston to contain. And
Yeah.
Cade Otton, sneaky in the middle right now, is producing at a very decent level. I like Houston, but their weapons are not enough, I don't think,
Yeah.
to beat Tampa Bay's tough defense.
Yeah, it's looking at this, yeah, I think Tampa is going to probably be able to do most of what they want. Watching them last week, I think Baker really struggled in that game. A lot of pressure on bright lights Thursday night football against the Bills. The Houston Texans are not the Bills. They have a really good pass rusher in Will Anderson. He's been playing great rookie year. But watching the Bucks seem to be moving more and more towards the pass lately. 65% of their plays are passing, and Rachaad White, not exactly an efficient runner of the ball, but he is volume, and heavily involved. I think he has a nice game. I think he scores in this one. I don't think that's too crazy of an ask here.
I wouldn't be shocked if Houston pulled this out, but I think Tampa wins.
No, because honestly, like, Houston has ranked better than them. But Tampa has also had the third hardest schedule out of the entire league. So I don't think this is going to be one of those top 3 hard games. I think Bucks get it done, and I believe that they're favored in this game. So I'm going to go Bucks, and I think Rachaad White's going to have a good game. Actually, it looks like Houston's getting a 3-point bump, so this game is dead even according to the odds makers. So let's go. I'm gonna go Tampa.
All right, Gardner Minshew strolls into Carolina and wins. Jonathan Taylor, your number 1 running back of Week 9 is my projection. I think he goes over 160 yards.
Wow.
Against Carolina. Absolute breakout game coming for Jonathan Taylor. It's been building and building. We see some 2021 Taylor in Carolina this weekend. They will stand no chance. I don't like any weapons outside of Adam Thielen. Miles Sanders has completely lost his job, getting just 2 touches this week, even though healthy.
Oof.
Pittman and Josh Downs are on fire. Gardner Minshew is on fire. The Colts take care of the Panthers easily.
Yeah, I like that. I like that call. I'm with you. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I think both of these teams, I like the way Gardner Minshew is able to play. He's a savvy vet. This offense clicks well enough. I mean, the defense is suspect. I think this is actually a pretty good game for the Carolina Panthers weapons. I absolutely love Adam Thielen in this game. I think he's a top 10 play this week. And for me, I think the Colts are going to win this. I think they're going to have a better ability to move the ball consistently. But yeah,
the Colts have been absolutely scoring the ball.
Yeah, they've also been they are literally the worst defense in terms of.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, you got to trust the Colts offense at this point. 23, 20, 38, 27.
Yeah,
they're putting up points.
They are. I mean, I think the Colts win it, but by no means do I think it's a lock. I think Carolina is starting to come on, and I don't think Indianapolis is one of those teams where it's like, oh man, they're playing so consistently. There's no way that this is going to be a trap game. It could definitely be a trap game. They've been having to play very hard the last few games, and I don't think they're expecting this to be a hard-fought battle. And I think Carolina, coming off their first win of the season, are ready for more. They like that taste of blood. It's like that scene from Other Guys when Will Ferrell's talking about, we're tuna, now we've tasted lion, and we've talked amongst ourselves, and we like lion. Well, you know what? The Panthers like Colts, okay? And we want more Colts, okay? So now they're going to go in there, and you know what? They're just going to take this game. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm changing my pick. Carolina wins this game. I'm all in on the narrative. Let's go, Carolina.
Wow, that was a quick switch. New York goes into Vegas and loses. Max Crosby eats Daniel Jones alive, sends him back to the IR.
Is Daniel Jones playing in this game?
He will be back. He has announced that he will be starting this week.
Goodness gracious.
The Raiders defense is probably one of the streams of the week. I've got them in as many places as I could already, preparing for this one. New York sucks. Waller's hurt. Daniel Jones' first game back. O-line's terrible. You contain Barkley, you beat the shit out of the Giants. It's that easy. Bold call for this one is Devontae Adams. I know we say this every week. Let's say 8 catches, 100 yards, and a score. 140 yards and a score. And he and Josh Jacobs both go top 10 at the positions.
I'm going to go the complete opposite way.
That's fine.
I think
I usually like it when you do that.
I think the Giants, they looked really bad against the Jets, who are a top-notch defense.
Because they blow dick. That's why, because they suck.
If you watch the Raiders, their job is blowing dick.
At least you can watch them. You can't even watch the Giants play football.
Think buy a Sunday ticket. You can literally
They
watch
suck.
every game. You can
They
watch
suck.
every game.
I wish it was like soccer, the other football, where you could demote them, relegate them. I don't want to watch them play. Don't you dare pick them.
The Giants have a good defense.
Oh, my God.
The Giants' defense is better than the Raiders' defense.
How are they going to score?
How are they going to...
How? No Darren Waller.
Sure.
Daniel Jones' first game back. Who? Paris Campbell? Wandale Robinson, who hasn't had 40 yards in his fucking career?
Man. If only they had like a supremely talented running back.
You contain Barkley. You beat the shit out of the Giants.
You contain him. Well, man, all of those great games he's had, I bet the defense didn't even think about containing him. They just like, well, we'll just contain him.
What great games?
Look, I'm taking the Giants in this, okay? I think Saquon gets a bunch of work. He's going to get probably close to 30 carries, 30 touches, I should say.
30 touches.
I think he's going to get close to 30 touches.
Then this game better be real close.
It could be. But I'm going to say the Giants win this because
oh my God.
I think if there's one team that blows dick worse than the Giants, it's the Raiders, and they do it real well. Except for they do it flashier because they've got Devontae Adams, who's like, I'm tired of people whipping their dicks out around here and people blowing on him. He's like, I didn't do that. He's like, we used to sit there and talk about all the other teams that did this. I used to be friends. He tells all the people in the locker room, I used to be friends with Aaron Rodgers. He's throwing me a lot of balls. Like, okay, Devontae, well, we've got Jimmy G over there looking in the mirror himself.
He was great for the first month. They just have to get that back. They've been missing Jimmy.
Oh, man.
His first game back, it didn't go well in the spotlight. So people are going to overreact.
Told him that it's the second month of the season or the third month of the season. That's what the problem is. They didn't tell him it's the third month. They just keep telling Jimmy G that it's September. It's September.
The Giants haven't scored more than 16 points in 5 fucking games. They suck.
Look,
they don't score. And then you take away Waller?
Yeah, they took away
They may
Waller.
not score. They're not scoring 14 points in this game.
I think they can.
All right. Well, we differ on that one. We'll have to come back and check this clip in about
Perfect.
5 or 6 days.
Let's do it.
The Dallas Cowboys at Philly. Game of the week, rivaling Buffalo and Cincy. Both of these will be awesome football games.
Yeah.
Dallas goes into Philly and wins the game because of the bear at quarterback with honey dripped all over him. He rubs his nipples in Jalen Hurts' face, honey all over them. Give me Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks and the boys upsetting Philly at home. We love Jason Kelsey, podcast to podcast love, but I think Dallas is due to finally take them in their house at the Link.
So yeah, this is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a really good game. I think the Eagles win it. I don't think Dak has it in him to beat this Eagles team in the regular season, in the playoffs, in his dreams. I think when he falls asleep and he starts dreaming, he dreams of them losing 17-41. I feel
he's
like
gonna turn around to the Jerry Jones press box,
right,
or suite.
Yep.
After they win, after he takes that final knee, and he's going to say, fuck you, I'm the bear. Double middle fingers, double birds for his own owner.
Sure. Yeah, look, the Cowboys have a lot going for them. They don't have enough going for them to beat the Eagles.
All right.
So for me, it's the Eagles. That's what I'm going with.
Who scores more points, A.J. Brown or CeeDee Lamb?
A.J. Brown.
Give me CeeDee Lamb. Too hot. Too hot right now.
No way.
First down.
No way.
Buffalo at Cincinnati.
Whew.
This is going to be an incredible Sunday night game.
It's going to be an emotional game.
I
For sure.
am going to be in Houston this weekend. I think we have to plan on being back by 7 o'clock because I want to see this one.
Yeah.
Buffalo
absolutely.
at Cincy. I'm going to go with Cincinnati at home. I think they have found their stride. I'm not going to call anything a T. Higgins game because I don't know what the fuck that is anymore. But
Yeah.
the Bengals are very balanced right now. Their defense is playing very well.
Yeah.
Between T and Boyd and Chase and Mixon
Yeah.
and Burrow at home, I think they knock off Buffalo in a really good football game. I'm going to go 31-30 with Burrow taking a knee at the end.
Wow. All right. I agree with you. I think Cincinnati does win this game.
Finally,
Yeah. Look, you said you like it.
We
when
are
we
friends.
disagree.
I didn't say on everything.
Yeah, I think the Bengals win this game. I think they've just been playing. They're getting hot at the right moment. Not that the Bills haven't, had some moments, but I don't think the Bills have been tested like this yet. The Bengals getting healthy. Joe is making the plays that Joe normally makes and we're used to. Even with T not playing himself, the way he needs to, I think that we're seeing enough from Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon kind of having some signs of life later in his career. I like this, I think this, I'm not going to put money on it, but this feels like a game that T. Higgins shows up and says, hey, I'm still a guy.
By you saying I'm not going to put money on it,
Yeah.
you are saying that you probably will put some money on Sunday night.
I have promised my wife I'm not betting this week.
Oh, wow. That means you've talked about it way too much.
Yeah.
Rule number one.
I've given
Shut your damn
given a
mouth.
lot. For sure. For sure. Also, I have to give a shout out to my mom and dad. They're watching. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thank you so much for watching the show.
All right.
Let's talk about the final matchup of the week, Travis. Los Angeles Chargers against the New York Jets. This is an interesting matchup because while there's nothing to really look forward to in the passing game for the Jets. The running game in this matchup is very enticing. I think that Breece Hall has a massive game in this one.
Define massive.
I think 150 and 2 scores is where I'm at.
That's right there with Kamara for RB1 on the week. What about Jonathan Taylor? More or less than Jonathan Taylor?
I think it's easily in favor of Breece Hall.
All right.
Yeah. Breece Hall is just he's not human. He's getting healthy. It's that second half of the year after tearing his ACL. I think that this is a game where you look, especially in prime time Monday night, that we watch and say, damn, that guy's really freaking good.
Do they find a way to win?
I think that the Jets do win this game.
My gosh. What has gotten in? This is spooky. You're just playing into the theme of the show. I'm convinced.
Look, I'm a fan. I love an underdog story.
Which team? Let me ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
You can answer those, and then I'll let you reassess your answer to who wins the game. Are you ready for question 1?
Yes. Hit me with a question.
Which team has Justin Herbert?
I believe I think he's a part-time player. I think he plays for both teams. I've heard this. I've seen this in the tabloids.
Which team has Keenan Allen?
Yeah, that is most likely the Chargers.
Which team has Austin Eckler?
Again, you're just naming Chargers players.
Now, Dustin, knowing now that you didn't know 5 minutes ago,
right? I don't
that
know.
all 3 of those players play for the Chargers. Do the Chargers beat the Jets?
Well, now that you've brought it to my attention that all of them play for the Chargers, I'm gonna kindly advise you to eat my entire ass. I'm going with the Jets.
God! I can't wait to look back at this last 20 minutes and see. One of us is going to be very right, and one of us is going to be very wrong. And we'll have to come up with some sort of punishment for who loses, because it's going to be an ugly loss. It could be me,
for sure,
in this racing suit, absolutely drenched in my own sweat in my closet at 5:46 on a Tuesday afternoon.
Perfect. Before we end the show, Trav, we have one trade comment question coming in from Neek. He says, traded JT, Godwin, and Downs for Mahomes, Rashad White, and Amari Cooper. Current team stands at Howell, McCaffrey, Taylor, A.J. Brown, Nakua, and Pitts. Backup running backs are Mostert and Herbert. Is this a smart move? I think all the smart moves have already been made.
Appreciate the novel. Let us dissect it here for a second. You traded Jonathan Taylor, Godwin, and Downs away for Mahomes, Rashad White, and Amari Cooper. Mahomes over Sam Howell is a clear upgrade.
Yep, easy.
You now have McCaffrey, Rashad White at running back instead of McCaffrey, JT.
Yep.
JT over Rashad by quite a bit over the second half of the year.
Fair.
Downs out. Amari Cooper in. You have A.J. Brown, Nakua.
I mean, I think this is a fine trade.
Because of Mahomes, I think it's an all right trade. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I like it. I like that.
Smart move, Neek. Thanks for coming by, even though it was late. I do recommend rewatching the first 57 minutes of the show because it was a little spicy today. And
I like
by a little, I mean maybe the spiciest ever. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin, it's Halloween. I'm going to
right.
get my bag and go trick or treat, probably for some, in the words of my people, cervezas.
Okay.
And we'll see where the night goes. But this has been a hell of a show, and I appreciate the banter.
Thanks for hopping in, everyone. We'll be back again next week. Good luck in week 9. As always, losing sucks. Don't do it.